Have you ever stopped to wonder what your life could look like if fear wasn't holding you back? If you stopped settling for good enough and reached for something more? It's a scary thought, isn't it? But here's the truth. Your comfort zone is killing you. Slowly, quietly, and without mercy. And the worst part? Most of us don't even notice it happening. Comfort feels safe. It feels warm. It feels like home. But what happens when that comfort starts to suffocate you? When it keeps you in the same place, doing the same things, living the same life over and over again? It's like being in a cage you've locked yourself into, holding the key but too afraid to use it. I know this because I've been there. For years, I lived in my comfort zone, convincing myself that I was fine, that life was fine. But deep down, I wasn't fine. I was stuck, afraid to take risks, afraid to fail, afraid to admit that the life I was living wasn't the life I wanted. We all tell ourselves the same lies. I'm just not ready. It's too risky. What if I fail? But the truth is, we're not afraid of failing. We're afraid of the unknown. We're afraid of what happens if we actually succeed. Because success means change, and change means leaving behind the comfort we've clung to for so long. Let me tell you a story. There was a time in my life when I was too scared to take chances. I stayed in jobs I hated because I didn't believe I could do better. I stayed in relationships that drained me because I didn't want to be alone. I stayed in my comfort zone because it felt easier than stepping into the unknown. But every day, I felt smaller, more stuck, more invisible. One day, I woke up and asked myself a question that changed everything. Is this all I'm meant to be? That question hit me like a ton of bricks, because deep down, I knew the answer. I wasn't living, I was existing. And I knew that if I didn't make a change, nothing would ever get better. Stepping out of your comfort zone is terrifying. It feels like walking into the dark without a flashlight. But what I've learned is that the things that scare you the most are usually the things that matter the most. Growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. It happens when you're challenged, when you're scared, when you're willing to fail. I failed a lot. I tried things that didn't work. I took risks that didn't pay off. But every time I failed, I learned something. I got stronger. I got closer to the person I wanted to be. And slowly, I started to realize that the life I wanted wasn't as far out of reach as I'd thought. Here's the thing, comfort zones are seductive. They trick you into thinking you're safe, but they're actually holding you back. They keep you from chasing your dreams, from discovering your potential, from truly living. And the longer you stay in your comfort zone, the harder it becomes to leave. We all have comfort zones. For some, it's a dead-end job. For others, it's unhealthy habits or toxic relationships. It's the excuses we tell ourselves, the limits we place on our potential, the fear that whispers, "Stay where you are. It's safer here." But is it really safer? Or is it just easier? Because there's a difference. Staying in your comfort zone might feel easier in the moment, but over time, it eats away at you. It steals your confidence, your ambition, your joy. It keeps you from living the life you deserve. Breaking free isn't easy. It takes courage. It takes effort. It takes a willingness to fail and start over again. But the rewards are worth it. When you step outside your comfort zone, you discover things about yourself you never knew were possible. You realize how strong you are, how capable you are, how much you're truly capable of achieving. Think about it. What's the worst that could happen if you took a chance? You fail, you get embarrassed, you have to try again. Now think about the alternative. What happens if you never try? If you spend your whole life wondering what could have been? If you look back one day and realize you let fear steal your potential? We all wear masks, but some of us are suffocating under them. When you break free from your comfort zone, you take off the mask. You let yourself be seen. You let yourself grow. And that's where life begins, on the other side of fear. So ask yourself, what's one thing you've been too afraid to do? What's one step you can take today to move closer to the life you want? It doesn't have to be big, it just has to be a start. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is a step out of your comfort zone. You don't have to do it all at once. Change takes time, growth takes patience. But the moment you decide to stop letting fear control your life, you've already won. You've already broken free. Your comfort zone is killing you. But you have the power to break free, to live, to grow, to become the person you were always meant to be. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. And one day, you'll look back and realize that stepping out of your comfort zone wasn't just the best decision you ever made. It was the decision that saved your life. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's start a conversation about breaking free and living fully. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below with one thing you're ready to take a chance on. Together, we can inspire each other to step out of fear and into freedom. You don't have to stay stuck. Your story matters, and it's worth sharing. And remember, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. Let's go find it together.